Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today we're going to review the much anticipated, the much lauded, the much MCU'd season finale to WandaVision. WandaVision episode 9, entitled, I guess this makes sense, the series finale. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions about things. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Fabricans and Fleshbags everywhere. We have arrived at the final episode of WandaVision. And the episode in which all your theories get thrown in the trash. Probably. Unless you had very modest theories. This was the, oh no, the thing I thought was going to happen didn't happen in episode. So, and to be fair, Matt Shakman, the director, he did warn you, shit that you thought was going to happen probably ain't going to happen. You know, they had this story to tell, and they didn't consult any of you about it. So, don't be surprised, and don't be disappointed. You got to watch these things. You got to take them as they are, not as you wish they could be, and judge them accordingly. So, enough of the lecture. What did I think about this episode? Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, I really, really liked it. I won't say loved, I say really liked. And the reason why I didn't love it is essentially for the same reason that other people probably do love it. And that is the fairly predictable outcome of the episode. Now look, did I think that Wanda was going to be, dead at the end of the episode? Hell no. Did I think that Agatha was going to be dead at the end of the episode? Absolutely not. No way I thought that was going to be true. Did I think the Hex was going to exist after this? No, didn't think that. All these things, these aren't the things that bother me. What bothers me about this episode is the, shall I say, rote nature of the villain battle. No, there wasn't another big bad. Agatha was the, quote, big bad, but really, Wanda was the big bad also. That's cool. But, they had a superhero fight. There was 2 superhero fights going on in this episode, and neither of them were all that dynamic. Let's just call it like it is. Vision versus gray Vision, or a white Vision versus regular Vision, or Hex Vision. It was essentially Superman fighting himself. Pretty much you could call it Superman fighting himself. Not super interesting, really. Oh, great. They can phase through each other and throw each other around. Cool. At the same time, we had 2 witches fighting each other, and they basically just threw blobs of magic at each other. I'm gonna be fair. There was a couple times where that wasn't true. Like, Wanda did some spells, Agatha did some spells, but it's really 2 floaty witches throwing stuff at each other. The little wrinkle about the fact that, Agatha eats magic. Okay, yeah, cool. Her motivation as a villain wasn't terrible. Like, in a way, I can see why she would do what she's doing, but not the most compelling villain motivation I've ever seen, especially in the MCU. There's been a lot of villains, and this one is it's kind of mundane considering the kind of power she's wielding. So, honestly, that's really my biggest complaint. Let down in the fight department. If you're going to do a superhero fight, do a superhero fight. And if you're going to do a magic fight, don't make it be like Iron Man shooting lasers at each other. Don't do that. I wanted to see more and better from the action. And I understand there's a CG budget and all that. That's fine. But you know what? If you've promised me 2 witches fighting each other, I want to see Dumbledore versus Voldemort. I don't want to see Iron Man versus Iron Man Mark II. No. So you might think I'm really down on this episode, but no, I really like this episode a lot because beside those shortcomings, everything else was pretty damn cool. Finding out who Pietro really is, seeing Monica in action, a little bit of action. The kids, they had a fun little superhero moment. That was awesome. The way that Vision resolves the conflict between him and his robot self, that was awesome. There was the way that Wanda takes out Agatha, really awesome, really fun, really tells you a lot about who Wanda is. But the parts that really resonated with me is seeing Wanda on the brink of being a supervillain and stepping back away from that cliff. Yes, she's a villain. She's one of the villains of this show, but she steps back away from it and owns up to her culpability. It's really nice. Elizabeth Olsen is just on fire. She's killing it in this episode. I really liked that. I really liked how she dealt with Agatha at the end. I enjoyed the way she really, kind of stepped up and accepted fault and made things right. She chose to make things right at great personal cost. It was what a superhero would do. It's what a hero does. And then, of course, you see like all of the family moments, all the interaction between Wanda and Vision, all of the family stuff, just wonderful, wonderful stuff. I cannot wait to see the next chapter in the relationship between Wanda and Vision. I also enjoyed, of course, the post-credit scenes and what they imply, what they indicate what's going to happen. So, of course, if you follow all this stuff, it's leading to some really interesting stuff. But they just sort of hint at it. We sort of hint at it, or in the case of Monica, they outright tell you, oh, this is the shit she's about to be involved in. Of course, she's going to be in Captain Marvel 2, and possibly in Secret Invasion. So we shall see about that. Again, and of course, other people get their comeuppance. Jimmy Woo has a good moment in there. Darcy has a fun little moment, very small moment, but it's still fun. And it's just overall, hey, this is good stuff. Let's be honest, check your expectations at the door. You should have learned that from the first episode. The first episode defied expectations. It said, hey, this is MCU show, and guess what? It's not going to be like the shit that you've seen before. That's what they said. You should have expected that. All of the fan speculation, all the anger or disappointment or whatever, because your personal or anyone's personal, desires for this show didn't pan out. Hey, it's cool that you had speculation, but speculation is just that. If it doesn't pan out, hey, be happy with what you get. And if you're not happy with what you got because you just didn't like what they gave you, that's cool, but not for speculation. Don't do that. That's no way to enjoy pop culture. That's not the way to do it, in my opinion. So, anywho, before I ramble on anymore, those are my spoiler-free thoughts on WandaVision, episode 9, the series finale, literally the series finale. I don't think we're going to get another season of this. And we shouldn't. We need to see, these guys need to be in movies. I like the TV show. We need to see them in movies. Please, thank you. Give me some more Kevin Feige. So, anyway, did you like my review? Do you agree with me, disagree with me? Hit me up in the comments. Would love to hear from you. And, of course, you can hit me up on email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And if you don't want to get spoiled, you're going to have to stop watching here. But I do appreciate all you Fabricans and Fleshbags for watching this far. And if you don't want to get spoiled, get out of here. And we'll see you next week. Well, I guess we won't see you next week. This is the series finale. See you on another review video. All right, thanks for joining. All right, looks like they're gone. So it's whoa, spoiler time. And well, let's get into this. All right, spoilers. You know what? oddly enough, because we don't have a lot of speculation, this is a pretty straightforward episode. This is the most straightforward episode of this show so far, which makes sense because, hey, it's got to fold back into the MCU. It just can't just fold back in with all the nuttiness that's been going on. So we get the resolution of, what does Agatha want? She wants to eat all of Wanda's magic. Surprise. Again, very mundane. But, I think she's doing it for a good reason. Because she knows the prophecy of the Scarlet Witch. She sees the Scarlet Witch in action, knows this is bad, and it's just like, you know what? You don't know what the fuck you're doing with all that power. Just let me have it. And of course, let me have it. That never goes wrong. But, I get where she's coming from. Agatha, she's a bad guy, but she's not a bad guy. Like, there's good reasons to do what she's done. She didn't kill anybody, She didn't kill anybody. She really just wanted the magic. Just give the magic up. And, I know what to do with it and you don't. Of course, threatening someone's kids, even if they are fake, virtual, gonna disappear when the hex disappears kids, don't do that. Why would you do that against the Scarlet Witch? But that was about the extent of it. She's telling the truth. Like, she like, you're broken. You're always going to be broken. All your spells are always going to be broken because you're broken. And she fucked around with the wrong witch, man. Just fucked with the wrong witch. A quick study. Wanda, we should say, she's a fucking genius. She, just looking at the runes from when she was captured the first time, she didn't know shit about this. She copied the runes to stop Agatha from being able to do magic and wrote them on the hex. I mean, if that doesn't tell you about the power we're talking about here, man, you got to pay attention. That she wrote it on the hex and ruined Agatha, who has 300 years of experience. That was pretty sweet. I was wondering in the midst of the fight, like, how are you missing so much? You're hitting and you're missing, you're hitting, what are you doing? And what she was doing was just setting that trap. So pretty good on Wanda. Speaking of, this whole thing, she comes full circle, almost literally comes full circle. She, at the very end, the hex all undoes and comes back into her. And we're back in shitty old Westview, New Jersey. And maybe she's a little better, maybe not so better. She's definitely powered up. She's got all her power back, and she's got the Darkhold because, stupidly, Agnes brought all of her magical shit to her. Surprised she didn't bring her, her ticket to platform 9 3/4 and her fucking snowy owl with her too. She brought the damn Darkhold. Wanda, coming full circle emotionally, having to let it all go and accept losing everything again. Very sweet scene with her and the kids, putting them to bed. Very awesome scene seeing them team up and kick ass together. All of the stuff with Vision, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful writing. Wonderful writing. You really believe and understand, what the relationship is about. I think that Vision within the hex has been the part of her that's been in her mind through the Mind Stone. That's really awesome. It confirms something that I thought about the Infinity Gems. Of course, they are not gone. They're just dispersed, but they still exist, and they exist in part in her, and I would assume in Captain Marvel. And therefore, Vision still exists, and now we have the gray Vision, white Vision, whatever, who is flying around with complete memories. Pretty awesome. Can't wait to see that come back into play. What's pretty clear, though, is that, Wanda, she took to heart what Agatha had to say. If Agatha did anything, she broke up within her the desire to be an actual witch. And now, look at how, in the post-credit scene, now she's off in the woods being awesome, astral projecting, just like the Sorcerer Supreme, like we saw Doctor Strange do before. And she's using it to learn. And, I'm assuming she's studying the Darkhold because she's going to get her damn family back. She's going to get Vision back. She's going to get the kids back. And in the midst of that, we hear the kids calling for help. It's time, I'm assuming, for multiverse shenanigans. So that's awesome. she's left in an awesome place. And it seems like maybe she's a little more emotionally stable. We don't know. We're gonna find out, aren't we? At least we know she's not interested in murdering and keeping people hostage forever. She let everybody in Westview go. She didn't kill everybody. But it was kind of fucked up to see just how bad being under her control really was. And you can tell it fucked her up too. Rightfully so. Meanwhile, we have Vision, and who knew? Who knew you were going to get exposed to a philosophical conundrum while watching WandaVision? This has been a show of lots of surprises. The ship of Theseus thing, of course, that comes from the comics, as I've seen online. It came from the comics, and which is awesome. That the comics are always influenced in the MCU. Great ideas coming from the comics. It was really good stuff. A great way to, because Vision versus Vision, no one's going to win that fight. It's Superman versus Superman. But he used his mind to not beat, but to, I wouldn't say beat, but to neutralize the other Vision. And also, secretly to get the hell out of the Hex. So that was pretty smart of him. Also, just Vision. Paul Bettany, he's not going to win an award for this, but he should. He's just been on fire this whole season as Vision. And this love story between him and Wanda is it's the one of the best realized on TV, on film at all. His hope and optimism. He is the hope and optimism. We're going to see each other again. We've said goodbye before. We're going to say hello again. That was beautiful. He's just been the source of so much good and joy in this show. The love he has, despite Wanda's flaws, it's wonderful and inspiring. I love it. I cannot wait to see Vision some more. I'm glad Paul Bettany has a way back into the MCU. We need more of that, and I hope the writers treat him well. Hated to see the kids go, but we know we're gonna. I'm telling you, after, just put money on it. After Doctor Strange 2, those kids are going to be real and alive, and in the MCU, we're going to get the Young Avengers. Put money on it. It's going to happen. And of course, we have Monica. Let's talk about Jimmy and Darcy, because they got very small parts here. But Jimmy was Jimmy was able to bring the FBI in. That's about the extent of his thing, and to kind of wrap everything up. Cool to see that. My God, I hope that him and Darcy show up. I hope that pitch that was given to Marvel about the X-Files style show what happens. Please make that happen. Or Agents of Atlas. Anything. I want to see more of Randall Park in the MCU. Dang it. Let's have that. Darcy coming in with the clutch, almost literally, ramming into Hayward. Hayward gets his bitch ass taken to prison because, you know what? He may have been right about some things, but he was doing dirt. Fuck that dude. No one cares if he goes to prison forever. Certainly not I. And finally, of course, we got Monica. Getting some scroll on. You know, we see her power. I was expecting her to throw energy bolts or whatever, but she seems to have some kind of phasing or kinetic energy power. I don't know. She turned invisible and bullets went through her, and that was pretty awesome. Maybe she stores up kinetic energy and slaps it back out like Bishop or something. I don't know. We're going to see. But we did see potentially how she's going to be handled in the future. She's going to be in Captain Marvel 2. We know that. But is she going to be in Secret Invasion? There's Skrulls. Clearly there are Skrulls operating on Earth in different capacities. That's a Secret Invasion thing. So I'm interested. I want to see what's going on with her in the future. Tiana Paris, she did a great job this season. Really looking forward to seeing Monica. So just overall, that's a good capper to a really great season of TV. Unfortunately, probably only one season, because where do you go from here? Okay, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me for this one. If you liked this review, hit the like button. That'd be really nice of you. And if you want to talk to me about this, hit the comments down below, or by email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. We can chop it up, talk about this pretty crazy finale and this pretty crazy series. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. I would appreciate that. Join the crew over here. And you can hit that notification bell to let you know when we drop more content on the Super Not Funny Show. And just letting you know, can't say it's going to be really, really quickly. We're going to do a season recap of WandaVision. I think it warrants it. There's a lot of shit that went on here. Worth talking about, worth discussing. And I'll see if I can't get a couple guests, a couple people on to talk with me. So until then, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me again. I have been Mo Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. Join me next time, and until then, I'll see you on the other side of the thread. Peace.